Injection mold cost depends on a handful of clear factors. Understanding them helps you make better decisions, set realistic expectations, and recognize a fair number from a manipulated one. Mold size and type are the biggest single factor. Most molds target parts about the size of a sheet of paper. Go larger, and the mold base costs climb fast. A huge chunk of mold cost is just the steel block everything sits in. This is also why pocket molds look cheap. They're two small pieces of steel in a holder. You're really only paying for the cutting. The base cost is almost nothing. Part complexity and cavity count matter. More cavities means a bigger base and more cutting, but lower cost per part once you're running. Modern CNC and EDM make adding cavities much cheaper than people expect. Tool steel costs more than mild steel, both as raw material and because you can't cut tool steel with tools made out of tool steel. Hardened molds are cut by EDM. And then there are features. Sliders and lifters add cost, but here's the difference between us and a lot of other shops. We don't charge a lot for sliders because we're integrated with our mold building team. Other companies will literally double the price of the mold when sliders are involved, not because the cutting is harder, but because they need extra communication between their planning engineer and the build team. We don't have that gap. Unscrewing mechanisms for things like threaded caps. Those are genuinely complex under the surface, and they do add real cost. And then there are hot runners, heated channels that replace the cold runner system, eliminate scrap, and let large molds run as true high-volume production machines. Each hot drop costs us about $5,000, and a large mold might need 4 to 12 of them. That's how a $18,000 simple production mold can climb to $180,000 with hot runners and 64 cavities, and when you look at the production output, that expensive mold can pay for itself multiple times a month in full production. So what should you actually expect? Pocket molds start around $4,000 and shouldn't exceed $8,000. They're simple and not built for profitable manufacturing. Don't overpay for one. Mild steel molds start around $16,000 and have real limitations. Full production tool steel molds run $18,000 to $25,000 for most projects. Complex or oversized production tools land between $35,000 and $50,000 and up. Most of our customers don't need the high cavity, hot runner supercar molds, but if your business has the volume to justify a mold that costs as much as a Ferrari, we love setting people up with that kind of profitability. One more thing, efficiency is the whole point of injection molding, so long-term planning matters. It's usually unwise to start with the most exotic high-end mold before your volume justifies it. But once your usage does justify it, it's just as unwise to settle for anything less. Our job is to match the mold to the business, not oversell, not underbuild.